Hello, I'm Louisa, the Director of Learning Design at Kahoot. Today, I'm excited to introduce you to a new teaching tool from Kahoot called Sparks. It's all about building creativity and generating new ideas in an inclusive way. So what exactly is Sparks? It's a playful activity where teachers prompt students to come up with creative ideas for some open-ended challenge. Students guide each other through the process of sharing ideas and inspiration, sparking new ideas, remixing them, and celebrating the merits of each idea together in class. So what does the experience of Sparks look like? I'm going to walk you through it. So we start out with one of the Spark prompts. These are quick and easy things that are just meant for inspiration. So the first Spark here is, what is something about your school that you're proud of? Now, students might submit things like proud of community, proud of the kids, proud of some artwork or a fountain. I don't know exactly what this is. Now, one of the beautiful things about Sparks is that kids can choose whether to write or draw or express themselves however they're comfortable. So as they submit their Spark prompts, they will show up on the projector screen as you project. So we move on to the second Spark prompt, inspiration. What animal would you choose to represent your school? So you see students have submitted all different kinds of animals, beautiful drawings. Next one, these go relatively quickly. What is a special feature or element of this animal? So again, all these three prompts are just meant to generate inspiration for the actual creative challenge. So here you can see students may submit things like nose, fast fins, voracious eating. They get very creative with this. Now, when they're done submitting for this, here's what happens. All of these inspirations, these idea sparks, get shuffled up, and then they get remixed and sent back out. So each participant gets a set of three ideas that came from somebody else. So then you have each student has their set, and based on this, they use these to come up with a new idea for this challenge. This is the main creative challenge. So based on these ideas, describe or draw a mascot to represent your school. Now students get really creative, and having these inspirations prompts that came from their classmates really helps them think outside the box and promotes divergent thinking, coming up with ideas that maybe they wouldn't have thought of otherwise. These scaffolding prompts also really help them not just start with a huge blank canvas and they have to come up with anything, but it gives them some direction, which can be really helpful for a lot of students. So here you see some students are writing, describing their mascot, some are drawing. So many creative ideas. This is an activity that builds creativity and can also build school spirit and build community. Now, once all the students have submitted their creative solutions to this challenge, it's time to celebrate. So we have three different emoji badges, and they all mean something. So you want students to give a smiley if it made them smile. Give a heart if they feel like, oh, this one's very original. And give them a little flame if they feel like, oh, this gave me new ideas. It lit a fire under me to come up with more ideas of my own. So here is where you're not just giving a star or a like to the best idea, you're really doing some critical thinking in terms of thinking about all the different ways that an idea can be a great idea. And this part is really fun. Students love to see their own drawings up there, but they also really love to look at each other's and give this kind of recognition. So that is the sequence of Sparks. Now, what makes Sparks so good for learning? For one thing, it encourages creative ideation. Sparks fosters a creative thinking environment where students are prompted to develop solutions inspired and also constrained by their peers' ideas. This process encourages them to think outside the box and also make connections that might not have been there before. Here you can see some really interesting ideas for new emojis, such as angry and cookie made an angry cookie. Never been done before. Another great thing about Sparks is that it has a flexible and inclusive format. So with Sparks, students can choose to express their ideas through typing or drawing. It ensures that all voices are heard and everyone can actively participate. Drawings and unexpected ideas from their peers often spark a lot of surprises and laughter, always a great thing in the classroom. You can see in this example, somebody got from their peers, they got an anchor and they got growing plants, and they put it together to create a new hobby of underwater gardening. Definitely got a lot of laughs. Another great aspect of Sparks is that it has an open-ended format that lends itself to complex concepts. So this open-endedness allows you to teach concepts and skills that may not fit neatly into traditional quiz formats or multiple choice questions. Complex and nuanced ideas can be explored and deepened as students build on each other's ideas. So here's one example. In science, thinking about density and liquids, you can have students submit all different liquids, anything they can think of, and then for the remix, for the creative challenge, they have to figure out, okay, which one is more dense, which one would sit on the bottom, and kind of draw out how those liquids would fit together. So that's just one example of how you can assess student knowledge with an open-ended question, even with inspiration or inputs from their peers. We also love Sparks because it's a scaffolded learning experience. So it provides a learning experience where you start with small, low-stakes ideas. They're really quick. You just throw out anything that gradually build up into a more substantial concept or project idea. This approach helps students feel supported while still engaging in open-ended exploration where that you really have the freedom to fail. And finally, development of future-ready skills, 21st century skills. This is so important. Through Sparks, students build their creative confidence as they share more ideas, practice divergent thinking as they try to connect the dots, and also hone their evaluation and self-assessment skills as they think through their own and their friends' ideas and what was great about those ideas. So you can see that there's really a lot behind Sparks. It's a simple, playful sequence of activities, but it really helps develop a different kind of creative thinking and future-ready skills. Now, how do you create a Sparks challenge? Here you can see the Sparks platform. So there are a number of pre-made templates here, but you can also create your own. So you'll get this screen where you can choose your overarching task. That's in the case that we just saw, that was the create your own mascot. And then you can choose the Spark prompts. Do you want to start with an animal? Do you want them to come up with an emotion or a playful word or something they love about their school? You enter those here. You can have 1, 2, or 3 Spark prompts. And of course, you get to customize the badges. You can choose which emoji icons you want, and you can also dictate what do they mean. What are you trying to say when you give these emojis? So you can really customize. It can be general things like, that was really creative, it made me laugh, or it can be specific to your curriculum. Oh, this came from the textbook, or this was something we studied last year. All kinds of ways to use the badges. Now back to what can we use Sparks for? We can use it in so many ways. We can use it to build classroom culture, do some assessment, brainstorm new project ideas, host a simple warm-up or brain break, or even practice creativity and collaboration. And how do we do that? There are so many ways, so many different uses and prompts that we can do with Sparks. You can talk about hobbies, writing stories, writing poems, creating new dishes, new menus, characters from literature, all kinds of things. Sparks really offers the opportunity to go beyond a single right answer or one-size-fits-all kind of learning. It encourages students to recognize the diverse ways that an idea can be great. The tool walks you through the sequence of steps to make it simple, but it always leads to unexpected ideas and a lot of fun. Try it and see how it can spark brilliant ideas for your students too.